Thank you everyone for being here. I hope you guys are doing good. So we'll go straight to the point. But I know we still need to discuss a little on our last session, the website development class. All right, so for today, we are going to be discussing the search engine optimization, SEO, search engine optimization, SEO. So it's going to be a combination of practical sessions and the theoretical sessions where we'll just get to interact. Okay. So for today, we are going to learn a couple of things. First of all, we'll get a basic understanding of what SEO means. We'll talk about the importance of SEO, the basics of WordPress SEO, where we discuss website visibility settings, SEO-friendly URL structures in WordPress. Then we'll compare and we'll talk more on www versus the non-www website structure, URL structure rather. Then we'll discuss about the WordPress SEO plugins, and we'll go further to how you can add your website to Google Search Console, then optimizing your blog for search engine, keyword research, WordPress SEO best practices, then how to speed and secure your website, your WordPress website. So I know the idea of optimizing your WordPress website can be intimidating for beginners, but don't worry. I'm here for you, and I'll try as much as I can to make it easy. I'll simplify the process, okay? So a quick recap on our last training, website planning and creation. Website planning and creation. So I noticed in the last class, I was I was in a hurry just to meet up with the time, knowing fully well that you can't actually develop the website in 2 hours. But there are certain things we need to talk about, okay? There are certain things we need to talk about before we dive into SEO. In fact, you need to understand these things before we now talk about SEO, all right? So I created a subdomain for this particular training where I would use to guide you, okay? What I'll use to help you. So in order to help you be on track, to understand how this process works, first thing first, like I told you in the last class, before you own a website or before your website can be accessible, you need to purchase a hosting plan and you also need a domain name. Like I told you, the hosting plan is more like your land. The domain name is your house, okay? The domain name is your house. So once you've purchased these two and the WordPress has been installed on your website, the next thing is to log into the back end of your website. So that is where we'll start with. I'm going to show you how to log into the back end of your website, how to install your themes, then how to download a template, then how drag and drop works. We'll talk about plugins, then I'll tell you the recommended plugins for SEO. Now, the reason why I'll go through this step is so you would understand exactly how this works. You know, if I dive into today's topic, SEO, there are some terms I would use that will be challenging or difficult for you to understand. And at the same time, in the last class, I was unable to actually to structure a website for you to see. So I know the last class was a bit confusing. So let me make the corrections with today's training. Okay, let me make the corrections with today's training. All right, so getting started, let me show you how to log into a back end of the website, of your website rather. So as it stands now, I'm actually at the back end of my website. This is testing.learningscale.org. It's just for training purposes, for us to learn. Okay, this is just for training purposes. So let's get started. Now, this is the back end of my website, but how did I access this place? So let's say your website is www.yourname.com. For you to be able to access the back end of your website, you need to add additional words to your domain. We'll have /wp admin. Okay, we have /p admin. So once you click on that, then you have to insert your email and your password, which is your login details, which you created while installing WordPress. Like I told you, KodeCamp can help you sort your hosting and your domain. So once you get to this point, first thing first, the thing we are going to talk about is now your theme. So this is a new website. I have not installed anything. I have not done anything on this website. So I'm going to show you how the process works. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is the new website. I haven't installed anything. This is just the default WordPress settings. Okay. So what we did before I was able to access the back end, I added /WP, which means WordPress -admin. So once you insert this in your search, in the search terms, and you click enter, you have to put in your email and password, and you come over to this section. So the next thing we'll now look at is how to install your theme. Like I told you in the last class, I recommended Astra theme. So in order for you to install that theme, come over to appearance. You can see themes. This is appearance, this is themes. When you click on themes, you come over to this place. By default, these three themes will always come with your WordPress website. You choose anyone you like. So click on add new. When you click on add new, come over to search and type Astra. But as we can see, we have Astra here already. We have Astra. So just click on install. When you click on install, it successfully installs. The next thing you do is to activate it for it to be live. Okay, so if I click on activate now, this theme is going to be live. Now there are certain things, as we can see up here, there are certain recommendations. You see, did you know Astra comes with dozens of ready-to-use starter templates? All right, please, the reason why I'm walking you through this process before SEO, which is the main topic, was because after going through the last video, I knew a lot of you will still find it challenging. So I need to repeat this process in the next 30 to 45 minutes, then go straight into SEO so that you understand exactly what to do, okay? So you can just click on get started, to install the templates. So once you do this and the templates are installed, all you have to do next is to select the template that suits what you want to present, what the kind of website you want to build. Then you begin to make edits. So I am not going to edit any templates. No, I won't do that. I'm not going to edit any templates. All right, so let's just click on build your own website. I am not going to edit any templates. Now we have page builders. If you remember last week, I said something about page builder. I think one of you were asking me the difference between the templates and the theme and the rest. So the first thing we did now was to install our theme. So after the theme, we are going to choose a page builder and we'll work with Elementor. Mind you, I am not going to edit any page. This is just to show you the process as a makeup for last class so that you understand today's lesson very well. So I'm going to click on Elementor. Then a lot of templates are going to pop up here for me to choose from the one I like. Okay, a lot of templates. So let's just go to, okay, business. Let's say agency. Okay, none. Let me do popular. Okay, I wonder why this is not popping up now. All right, whatever might be the case, I don't know why it is not popping up. But whatever might be the case, once you've gone through this process and you see the selected templates, the next thing you do is to download the templates you like and you begin to edit. All right, now for you to edit any of the templates, there is a drag and drop feature. In fact, once you install, you go through these installation processes, you are going to see a button at the top here that will tell you to edit with Elementor. So at that point, once you tap on that button and you have access to edit that page, you just change the text, change the fonts, change the picture, use your brand color, and do the rest. Okay. So having said that, drag and drop is one of the easiest way to help you build your website. Now, there is something called a plugin. With the help of a plugin, you can build your website faster. There are some tools you'll be able to access. Okay, there are some tools you'll be able to access. So for you to download the plugin, you can just come over to this plugin section. You click on Add New. So we are going to be doing a lot with plugins here. All right, we are going to be doing a lot with plugins here. So please just try as much as you can to let go of every distraction around you. Okay. Now, the plugin we are going to install is we have the Yoast plugin and the all-in-one SEO plugin. Okay, so we might not download them now. I will leave it at this page so that we'll go back to the main topic of today. Then I will continue from here. All right, then I'll continue from here. So having said that, once you've logged into the back end of your website, you've downloaded your theme, you've installed your theme, download a template, you use the drag and drop feature to give the website the style and the look you prefer. You download your plugins, then you can now begin with SEO. All right. So I'm going to explain both processes using the website and the whole SEO process as we go on. Now, what is SEO? Search Engine Optimization. SEO is the acronym, okay? So SEO is the acronym for Search Engine Optimization. And in simple terms, it is a strategy used by website owners to get more traffic by ranking higher in search engine. You get like in the first class we had on digital marketing, the intro to digital marketing, I told you that when you feel like buying something, when you want to make an inquiry, one of the first thing we do, apart from asking our friends or our relation, is to go on Google. Apart from buying something, if you want to make a research or even want to carry out an assignment in school or your place of work, you rush down to Google, you type a term, and some options pop up. And you work mainly with the first 4 to 5 options you see on Google to get the information you need. What happens? Those posts you see, apart from the ones that are sponsored, those posts are being optimized. They were properly optimized for keywords. That was the reason why you were able to see their content when you clicked or searched with the keyword on Google. Okay, so you have to understand that SEO is not about tricking Google. There is a process, there is a system, there is a format, there is a flow how SEO really works. And without the basic understanding of this, you would be missing out. Okay, so you really have to understand how SEO works, how to search for the right keywords, then you use it to take your business to the next level on the digital space. Okay, so at the course of this training, at some point, it can allow you make some screenshots or take note of the URLs I'll be sharing with you. Those URLs will actually help you to get a deeper understanding, a better understanding on a particular concept in search engine optimization. Because if I am to teach everything about search engine, I know 2 hours is not enough for us. Okay, so having said that, when people search the web for the topics you write about, you can only pop up, or your content can only pop up when your content is properly optimized, down from the title of your pages, even the meta descriptions you use, which I'm going to show you through the test website, what it means. I'm going to explain to you how this thing works and how you should and must properly optimize your website. Okay, so for you to get the best out there in the digital space, your content must be SEO optimized. Now, what about companies that feel they don't have the time for SEO, or they don't even have someone to employ to manage the search of their website? What happens? Most of these companies go on spending big, huge money on advertising. You see them always running ads, always running ads, always running ads on Google so that they get more traffic to their site, or they get people to know their business. Yes, it is good, but I would advise to try as much as you can to grow organic audience than the paid audience. You get it? Grow organic audience. you know, the more you advertise on Google, yeah, people see your products, people see your services, people visit your website, but it also has a long-time negative effect on your business, in the sense that the day you stop advertising, it starts going down. You get it? The day you stop advertising, it stops going down. It starts going down. Though I know most companies have a particular budget for advertising, which you as a business owner should try to inculcate in your business. You must have a budget for advertising. Definitely, it's a must. You must have a budget for advertising. So, why is SEO important? If your content isn't properly optimized, the search engine won't rank your website. Now, most times when you go on Google and you type a particular word, what happens? You see a lot of pages. In fact, scroll down, you will see Google written in so many O's. Those O's are more like number of spaces or number of pages or number of articles that people have written on that same topic. Do you know somebody is even at the last page of Google? Do you know someone is on the second and the middle? And everybody wants to be on the first page, even you. In fact, when was the last time you searched Google and you scrolled through the third or fourth page, except you're carrying out your research? If you need an urgent reply, or you're making a findings, or you're carrying out an assignment, will you be going through the 10th page on Google? No. So definitely everybody wants to be on Google first page, and you must, you must carry the cross. Definitely you must carry the cross to be there. You get it? So that Google first page, yeah, we have other search engines like Bing, we have Yahoo, and the rest used in other parts of the country, but we all know Google is number one. In fact, when you think of search engine, the first company or search engine provider you think about is Google. So Google is highly important, and it is recommended that your business is on the first page. So with everything I'm going to teach you today, which we'll be discussing, I believe at the end of this session, you would have a better knowledge on how SEO works. With the links I'll be dropping with you, you will also have a better knowledge on how to optimize your website properly, okay? How you optimize your website properly. So when people search for topics you write about, your website won't appear in the search, and you will miss out because it is not properly optimized. So try as much as you can to let go of every or any form of distraction and work with me, okay? So what are the basics of WordPress SEO? What are the basics of WordPress SEO? So I'm going to be explaining to you how the visibility of our WordPress website works, the structure of a WordPress, and depending on what you feel or what suits you, the kind of URL structure you should use for your website. Okay, so are you ready? If you are ready for this, please tell me in the comment section before I proceed, because this time my screen will be going front and back. I will go to the website, I will come back to the slide. I'll go to the website, I'll come back to the slide. We have to do practical. I believe more in practical, because as visual beings, our eyes, our minds are being attracted by what we see. We keep a memory of what we see more than just text, all right? So if you know you are ready for this, please tell me in the comment section. Okay. Okay. All right, I can see that. Paid audience, deep fact, yeah. That is just it. Ready. Let's go there. Okay. All right. Nice. Nice. Thank you, guys. So let's go. All right. So 3.3.1, check your site visibility settings. So if you own a WordPress website, by default, people won't see your website. The reason is because WordPress have set that in such a way that you need to work on your website, get things done before your website ranks, or before people get to see and visit your website. So there are certain things you need to do. All right, there are certain things you need to do, and it is very, very easy. All you have to do as a WordPress owner is to go on to the search engine visibility of your website and turn it on. So let me show you how that is being done. Okay, now remember I told you how to log into your website. If your website URL is www.yourname.com. For you to log in, you go to www.yourname.com/WP. WP is an acronym for WordPress, okay? WP-admin. So once you do that, it brings you to the back end of your website. It brings you to the back end of your website. All right, so let's go now. Let's go to the website. Okay, so what we want to achieve now, I want to show you how to make your website visible for search engine. Okay, so all we'll do is what? To click on search engine. Let's go to our website. Remember, we can go to, sorry, I don't know if there's a way I can make both slides, both face visible. Okay, all right, so let's do it one by one. So we'll go on settings, then we'll click on readings and we'll see these options. So remember, on our website, we'll go to settings. So this is the back end of the website. We can see settings here, right? We can see settings. When you click on, just hover your mouse on settings, these options will come up. So this is settings. Scroll down and come to reading. So let me tap on reading. So once you tap on reading, what is the next thing you see here? You can see when we come down here, it says, discourage search engine from indexing this site. If this is checked, it means search engine, your site will not be visible. If this is checked, it means your site will not be visible. Nobody will see your site. So it has to be unchecked, all right? It has to be unchecked. Once it is unchecked, then you click on Save Changes. Please don't forget to click on Save Changes, all right? So once you do this, your site is going to be visible. Anybody can visit your site and read the content of your website, all right? And read the content of your website. So that is it. Remember, you go to the back end of a website, you go to settings, hover your mouse to readings. Once you tap on readings, the option comes up. Try as much as you can to make sure that this button is unchecked. Then you click on the save button in order for your changes to be stored, all right? So please don't forget, if you can take a screenshot of this page, fine. You need to scroll to the search engine visibility section and make sure that the box next to discourage search engine, which is this box, is being unchecked. All right, so having said that, let us go to the next. Now, using SEO-friendly URL structure in WordPress is very, very key. All right, it's very, very key. Take a look at what we have here. It is very, very key. In fact, as you can see here, SEO must contain, a clear description of the content you want your audience to read. That is the reason why most people don't click on short links. In fact, there's a method I use in giving out short links, or maybe linking to my affiliates, maybe an affiliate site. You get it? Personally, when I see links I cannot read or interpret, I don't click on it. That is me personally, irrespective of who sends that link to me. Once I can't, if I can't interpret that text, I will not click on that link. If I would click that, that means there's some level of trust I have for that person. All right. So some examples of an SEO-friendly URLs are this. You can see what we have here, right? You can see what we have here, right? We have https:/hstutorial.com/control accounts. So if you're an accounting student or maybe an ICANN student, the moment you see this, you already know what it means, right? It means you're about to read a topic on control accounts. It means you're about to read a topic on control account. So with this, you can go ahead to click on it because you know that once you click on this link, you are going to read on control account. The same thing happens when you click on joint venture account. It means you are going to read on a topic, on that particular topic on joint venture accounting. Now, when you click on bank reconciliation statement, it means you read a topic or you watch a video, it depends, on bank reconciliation statement. So this is how your SEO structure, your SEO URL must be structured. There is a way it can be activated on WordPress, and I'm going to show you. We'll go over to the next screen so that I'll show you how it is being done, okay, to the website. So I will show you how it is being done. So please, when you build your website tomorrow, once CodeHouse have provided you with a hosting and a domain, try as much as you can to follow this these steps and processes I'm explaining here if you want to optimize your website properly. All right. So once you have done this, let's take a look at the next one. Now, take a look at the URLs you can see here. This is hstutorial.com. Of course, you know this is the domain /P equals to, like, what does it mean? We can't even interpret this. What does it mean? We can't interpret this. You get it? So personally, if I see a link like this, oh, already I know it is HS tutorial. There are two things involved. For me, what I do when I see links like this, I won't click on it. I will take note of the website name, that is the domain of that website, and I will go on Google and search for it first. Okay, I will search for it, search for the company, maybe read about go to the about page, know about the company. Then if I'm convinced, I can just on that site search for something relating to that link that has been sent to me. Now, what happens is it makes it easier for me, okay, to I can still, you know, put on some level of trust and, you know, find or get more information about that content. So if you look at these two URLs that I've just shown you, this first one is descriptive. You already know what you're about to read on. You know what you're about to click. The second one is questionable. Like, what is these figures? What do they mean? You get it? So you must, it's a must, except you don't want to rank on Google, you don't want people to click on your website links. So you must try as much as possible, guys. Make sure your site is, your URL is properly structured, okay? So let me show you how to do it. Let's go over to the website. So to get there done, it is very, very simple. All you need to do is to visit the settings of your website. Then you go to permalink page, okay? Once you go to permalink page, you select post name. You can see the different options we have. We have plain, like in the example I showed you previously. In the example we have here, that is this one. This is being structured to show in the plain format. And plain format will not help your business at all. It won't help your business. It won't help your blog. You won't rank, all right? So make sure you take it off plain and you use post name. We have other options. We have numeric, we have month and name, we have day and name. Then we even have a custom structure, but stick to post name. Post name makes it descriptive. Your links are descriptive. Nobody is scared of clicking on your link, okay? All right, so let's go to the website. Let me show you how to do it. But before then, take note of this. If your website has been running for more than 6 months, please don't change your permalink structure. If you do that, you are going to lose your rankings, your counts, and everything, okay? But if you must do that, then try to hire a professional so that they can set up the proper redirects, the proper redirections. Meanwhile, you will definitely lose your social counts, okay? So if your website is already in day and name or month and name, just continue using it, even if it's not in the post structure, in the post name structure. But if it shows those figures, those numbers that could not be interpreted, please consult a professional to help you set that up, okay? So let's go to the screen and let me show you how to work on the permalink structure. So we are back on our website again. So all you do now is to click on settings, as you can see here. When you scroll down, you can see the permalink structure. You can see permalinks, okay? So let's tap on permalinks. Now, when we do that, like you see what I'm telling you, right here we have day and name. This is the default settings. So it means my URL can be tezalenescale.org/ it shows the date 2022-03-29 and the name of the post. Remember I told you that if it is in day and name, month and name, you can still leave it because it still has sample posts, which means the title of your post that you've done a proper research on will still show up here, okay? But if it is in the numeric format, which is the archive 123, no. If it is in plain, which is P123, no. So either you leave it at day and name or month and name, or best, just select post name. This is what I use for all my websites. This is what I use for my clients' websites, so that their content can be descriptive enough. You know, anybody that is clicking on the link knows exactly what he or she is clicking on, and you know, will confidently do that. So once you've selected post name, please don't forget, scroll down and tap on what? Save changes. Scroll down and tap on save changes. As you can see, permalink structure updated. All right, so that is it about permalinks. So let's proceed with the next one. Now we have the www versus non-www. Okay, www versus non-www. So if you are just starting out with your website, then you need to choose whether you want people to see https://www.yourwebsite.com, or you want them to just go on http://example.com. You can see, just observe these ones in the red letters. Okay, observe this text in the red letters. We have www.example.com and we have example.com. How would you want people to see your website? Not even people per se, but Google. You get it? So search engine actually considers this to be two different websites, though they still link back to the same website. That's the way the settings can be applied on the website, and I'm going to show you again. Remember, I told you today's session is more of the theory and the practical. Anything I tell you, I show you how it is being done. Anything I explain here, I show you on the website how it is being done. Okay, so please try as much as you can to let go of every distraction. Okay, so meanwhile, anyone you decide to use still links your audience or your clients to your website. It does not really make any difference per se. It's just, personally, I like this. I prefer, just keeping it short and simple. Get this? As I would say, less is more. So I just like to keep mine simple. You get? So personally, this is what I use for my clients. I don't do the www, except I decide to leave it that way. You get? So it does not mean one will rank more than one or one has a better advantage. No, it just depends on what you feel is best. Okay? What you're comfortable with. All right, so this is it. We'll go over to our settings now, and we are going to look through this, okay? We'll go over to our settings and we'll look through this. Remember, all you have to do is to go to settings, you click on general, and you add your preferred URL in both the WordPress address. This is the WordPress address, and this is the site address. So any of both, anyone you prefer. Do you want to use https://www.example.com, that is the name of your website.com, or you just want it to be any of those two? Remember, any of these two you decide to use is what you are going to impute here. All right, any of those two you decide to use is what you are going to impute here. So what is going to happen now is this. We will go straight to the website so that I'll show you how to do it. So we'll go to settings. This is general tab, as you can see here. When you tap on general, then you can see. So already I have https://test.learnaskill.org. You get it? So I don't do the www, but if on your own part, you prefer to use www, all you have to do is to add it there, www. All right, you come over to this place, you do www. Anything you put on the WordPress address URL, you put the same in the site address URL. So personally, I like without the www. I like to keep it short and simple because less is more. So this is how I like mine to be. If you like to see www in your own, that is fine. It's absolutely up to you. You can still look through those settings, but these are not the areas we are going to cover today, okay? So once you are done with that, you click on Save Changes. So our settings has been changed, all right? Our settings has been changed. Now let's go back to our slide and discuss on 3.4. But before then, do you have any questions? How is the session going? Are you finding it useful? Please tell me in the comments before we proceed. All right, please tell me in the comments before we proceed. Tell me in the comments before we proceed. But remember everything we've said so far, it is extremely important you follow these steps, all right? It is extremely important you follow this step. You can as well, at the end of the session, go on YouTube and download this video and practice more with it. It is extremely important. All right, what's the difference between the www? Okay, well, it doesn't really make any difference. Like I said, it doesn't really make any difference. Okay, the class is going just fine and really explanatory. Thank you so much. Is there a difference between HTTPS and HTTP? Yes, there is, and I'm going to explain it. All right, I will talk about it in 3.9, where I will discuss about website security. So Chioma, I am going to explain the difference between HTTPS and HTTP. Okay, Achom, the class is interesting and insightful, and thank you for doing a recap. You're welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, thank you. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Thank you, guys. I'm so glad you guys are following, and I'm so happy. All right. Now let's talk about WordPress SEO plugins. Remember, I said something about plugins. Plugins are more like tools that makes it easier and faster for us to build a website. We are not tech guys, okay? We are not tech guys. We are not decoders. We are not, those guys that write codes from scratch, always on a quiet environment. They don't need distraction. Like, I respect coders a lot. My immediate younger brother codes. I know what it's like when he's coding and you just call his name, you are distracting him. You get it? So, but now, everybody will not be coders, definitely. In fact, if you're a coder and I am not a coder, or you're a coder and you face your own job, you do exactly what you have to do. Me as a marketer will also push the brand to make sure you get more jobs, so you can see we all can be coders. Now, what happened? Does it mean because I'm not a coder, I cannot build a website? No, that is the more reason why we have plugins. Plugins are tools that actually help the building, makes non-coders build their website easily. You get it? So one of the best part of WordPress, one of the best part of WordPress is that there's a plugin for everything, like almost everything. But please, you have to be careful with plugins. All right, we are about to install a plugin. And before I install that plugin, I'm going to give you an example of plugins you should be careful of. Make sure you don't install these kinds of plugins. Not because they are bad per se, but because you can't really tell if the developer is still on it, if he's still working on it, or if it can be as a link or a passage for someone to access your website and harm the content you have on your website. All right. So instead of installing separate plugins for maybe your individual SEO tasks, there are certain plugins I can recommend. Two, actually. To an extent, the first one, or the one that we use on the website, is free, but you have to go premium if you want to do more, but it is free and it's even going to give you exactly what you want to the free version. All right. Then the other one is absolutely free, and it's a more a WordPress plugins, highly recommended for SEO. Okay, so we have these two plugins. One of them is AI. AI simply means all-in-one SEO. AIO, all-in-one SEO. And the second one is Yoast SEO. The second one is Yoast SEO. Okay, so these two are the most popular plugins for WordPress SEO. And on the website, we'll install Yoast, but for the sake of this training, for the sake of this practical session, we're going to use all-in-one SEO. All right, we're going to use all-in-one SEO just for the screenshots. Though the same thing or the same option, the same structure, you still see when you apply Yoast on the website. Okay, so like I told you, all-in-one SEO is the original WordPress SEO plugin that almost 3 million websites are using today. All right, but I'm just going to use it for example purposes here to teach you. I've used it on a couple of my clients' websites. I've also used Yoast on a couple of, I've used both plugins. All right, I've used the both of them, but I just want to use Yoast on the website, and I'll use all-in-one SEO to teach you. Okay. All right, so having said that, before we go to the website, okay, let's just go to the website. Let me show you how to install it. So when we come over to the website, we have this section here for plugins. Okay, we have installed plugins. That is for you to see the plugins that are already installed on your website. We have add new. So we are going to add a new plugin to the website. So we will work with this process. Okay. So all you will do now is to click on add new. Remember, I told you we are going to install Yoast. All right, we are going to install Yoast. So just type Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO is going to come out. It's going to pop up. All right, you can see it's updated 7 days ago. compatible with this version of WordPress. You can even see the all-in-one SEO I'm telling you about. You see, this is the all-in-one I was telling you about, updated 4 weeks ago. It is also compatible. All right. Now, take a look at this. We have over 5 million active users of Yoast. We also have over 3 million active users of the all-in-one SEO. Okay, these two plugins are wonderful. Now, go down again. You can see this is Rank Max SEO. I've never used this. I've never tried this. Updated 6 days ago, and it is compatible. This one was updated 9 months ago, and it is untested. Not that it is not good, but with the latest version of WordPress, we can't tell if this will work fine on your website. So stick with any of these two, use it to get what you want for your website, the desired result. Please take note, once you see a plugin that, for example, take a look at this, last updated 2 years ago, please don't go there. It's very, very possible that the developer of these plugins have just developed and left it. He or she has nothing to do with it again. Some kind of hackers can have access to it, use it to, go and do a lot of harm to your website. So try as much as you can to update plugins that at least, let's say a maximum of 6 months. 9 months is somehow, but personally, I don't do more than 6 months, except it's a plugin I've been using for a very long time and I know it's been good and I have not made a research on an alternative plugin to use for my work. So let's tap on install now. Let's tap on install now. So we are going to install this now, then we'll move with the next. So once we install, you click on activate. So please stay true and watch through this process, okay? Stay true and watch through this process. The beautiful thing with this is we can actually go through the setup wizard to just help you put things in place with Yoast, okay? Where you can tell Yoast what your website is all about, what you intend to do with your website, then, the keywords you would like to rank for and the rest. You can do that. So to get that done, just go on SEO settings. As you can see here, you see search appearance, you see social tools, premium, workout. So you can go to SEO settings. Let's tap on it and go to general so we can see what we'll do here, okay? Just quickly in 2 to 3 minutes, let me just walk you through the process. I might not be doing anything because this is just a test website. I use it to teach or I use it to run tests for my students. So I won't be doing anything so techy, so in-depth here. So let me just explain, let me tell you 1 or 2 things about this. Okay, you can see the Webmaster tool. That is what we're about to talk next in the next page of the slide, integrations and features. So just for me to be on track, okay? For me to be on track, because I took my time to structure out today's class in such a way that if I'm teaching you A, I am discussing A. If I'm talking about B, I am discussing B. If we're in Z, I know I'm discussing Z. So I wouldn't want to discuss something outside the agenda for today's class, okay? So we'll still come back to this. So let's just go back to our slide where we'll continue from lesson 3.5, talking about Google, how to integrate Google on your website, okay? So far, so good. I believe you guys are getting value for today's session, and that is the goal. That is the goal. KodeCamp is here to help you. Don't even miss KodeCamp 3.0. All right, so let's proceed. Google Search Console. Google Search Console. Now, Google Search Console is also known as Webmaster Tools. All right, it is also known as Webmaster Tools. It is just a set of tools that Google offer to give the website owners a look at how their content is seen by the search engine. All right. Now, on the other hand, that Yoast SEO we installed will also help you see or get a feel of how your website looks on Google. You get? So these tools helps. It helps you, stay on track, put everything in place, okay? So it helps provide those data you need, those reports you need. These things will help you, build a better website based on content, build a better website based on the title of your pages, build on a better website to ensure that your pages are properly optimized, okay? To ensure that your pages are properly optimized. So what exactly is Google Search Console? It is simply the Webmaster Tools, set of tools that helps you look at how your content is being seen by the search engine. So let us proceed now. One thing is very, very key, okay? One thing is very, very key. And the beautiful thing about Google Search Control is that it notifies you when there is something wrong with your website. When your website is unable to be crawled by the Google crawlers, it also notifies you. If people or your website is unable to be accessed, you get information. If they find duplicate content on your website, you get notified about it, okay? So once you've added your website on Google, the next thing is to, is submit your sitemap so that with the sitemap, Google can actually tell or read the pages you have on your website. Remember, the ability for Google to read the pages on your website does not mean your website will immediately start to rank on SEO. What it simply means is that when people search for content relating to what you've written on or relating to your business, Google will be able to easily read your page, then, suggest to those readers, to those people that has come on Google to make some findings, all right? So that is it. Now, it is very, very simple to add your sitemap. We'll go over to Google, Webmaster Tool. Remember, like I told you, it simply means Webmaster, right? Webmaster Tools. So we'll go over to our website and we'll see an easy way to even do it, all right? So I might not be going through the process because I don't want to submit the sitemap of that test website, but I'll just explain the process to you. At your own time, you try it out. When you download this video and when Codehouse are provided you with your hosting and domain, and you are trying this out, you can always reach out to us to guide you. So let me just show you how it works. Let me show you how it works. All right, so this is Webmaster Tools. You can see we already have it on Yoast SEO. This is the more reason why you see a lot of people using this. The free version of Yoast SEO can give you 70% of what you want. All right, it can give you 70% of what you want, but truth be told, when you go premium, you get more offers. You are being exposed to more tools that will help you rank. So let's click on Webmaster. Now, what happens here? Webmaster, remember I told you there are a set of tools that Google uses to rank and get notified about your website and the rest. So you can actually do your Google verification from here, Bing verification, Baidu verification, and Yandex. These are also search engine crawlers and the rest that can help your website rank. So let me show you how Google verification is being done, because I know majority of us has a Google account, Gmail account, right? And I will recommend you also use your Gmail account on your website, not basically for admin purposes, but at least to do some setup. It's just like owning a business. You want to do Google My Business and you don't have a Gmail account. You can't create that account, all right? So all you have to do to get your Google verification code is to tap on this link. So let me open it in a new tab. What I did now was just to right click. I right clicked on the link, then open in a new tab, okay? I right clicked on the link and I'll open in a new tab. If I want to share the link with someone, you can just copy the link. So you right click and I'll open in a new tab so that this other page does not close, all right? So how do I take this up again? Okay. So I guess that page is open now, but how do I access it with? Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, so this is it now. So we are the webmaster page. We are at the webmaster page. Now, verify your ownership of HTTPS. This is my website URL, you get? So this is an alternative method. I can actually add a tag. I can sign into my domain name provider. I can use Google Analytics. I can use Google Tag Manager, okay? So usually let me show you. This is a recommended method, right? So you can always go through this process, okay? You can always go through this process, but this process can be a bit tedious, challenging if you are new in all this, right? So you can just go to alternative methods, just tap on this, okay? Then you can see this code that is being given here, this meta name, Google site verification, this information. So all you do is just to copy this information. So I've tapped on it, I highlighted it, I'll copy this information. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you, sorry. So just copy out this information we have here. We'll copy. All right. Did you see what I did? Let me repeat it again. Now, we have recommended methods. Remember, I started by clicking on the link on the website, right? Where we have Yandex. So I tapped on that link. I came over to this place. All right. Then we clicked on alternate method. This will be easier because you are not a web developer, like a coder. Let me use that word. I don't know how it sounds. And I hope nobody at Code House or KodeCamp will shoot me for using this name, all right? But you know what I mean. So this makes it easier. So what I did next was to tap on alternate methods and I selected HTML tag, all right? So once you click on this tab, this link, just copy the link. I right-clicked on it and I'll copy the link. Now this link that we've copied, all you will do now is to go back to your website, Remember how we came back. So come back to your website and paste this link here. Okay, once you paste it, just click outside the box. Okay, I've clicked and I've pasted the link. The next thing you do is to save changes. I am not going to save these changes because this is just a test website. I wouldn't want this website to rank or to be crawled for any reason, okay? Because maybe after the whole KodeCamp, I might delete this site or we can still leave it, all right? So, but this is exactly how you go about it. You copy the link, you will paste it here. Let me show you one more time. What I did was to click on Google Search Console. I opened in a new tab and it opened right away. It opened here. I came to alternate methods. I tapped on HTML tag and I copied this code. Then I went back to my website. I came back to the website that we are working on and I pasted that link here. Then you click on Save Changes. So I am not going to click on Save Changes because I don't want this site to be submitted to Google or to be crawled, okay? So this is exactly how to go about, adding your website to Google Search Console. It is very, very important because almost a majority of the users uses Google to make their search, all right? So with this, you can still proceed with the sitemap. When you have done this, you see these options and you carry on. So during your projects, I believe during your project, we can do this together, all right? During the project, that is at the end of the learning sessions, because each and every one of you is going to build a website. Just contact Codehouse, get a domain, get a hosting and a domain, start building your site, and we'll walk you through when you have questions, okay? So having said that, let us proceed. So once you've done this, it will show you the number of links the Google has found in your sitemap, how many of them got indexed, and the ratio of that. So just make sure you do this to help Google know that your site is out there in the digital space, to index your site, and to also suggest your site to possible visitors. All right, it is extremely important. So we have less than an hour to go. And hopefully we are going to achieve something here. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Optimizing your blog for SEO. Optimizing your blog for SEO. All right, so I've met a lot of beginners. They make this mistake. Yeah, I know maybe one of you sitting there or listening to me might feel, oh, once I install Yoast SEO, I can get started. My website is going to rank. People will get to know me. People will be visiting my business. Please, it doesn't stop there. SEO is an ongoing process that you must keep up with. If you want to see the maximum results, you would continue. Yes, I have recommended plugins to you. I've told you how to submit your website on Google, then maybe to carry on with the sitemap. But you still need to do the useful. You still need to use keywords. You still need to optimize your meta tags, your meta descriptions. You also need to optimize your images on your website. I'm going to show you how to do all this, okay? So these things are very, very important. You must do that to take your website to the next level, all right? So if you would want to know more, I know you must have been wondering what is keywords, what is key phrase, and a good number of that. Just see the link on the screen, all right? You can see the link on the screen. It's going to help
It's
you.
11 o'clock.
You can see the link on the screen. It's going to help you. So it is yoast.com/how to start with SEO. You can see like what I taught you now. You can see how descriptive this link is. Now you know that when you click on this link, you are going to learn more about SEO. You are going to know how to get started with SEO. This is how your website should be structured. That was the reason why it is part of the first thing I explained to you. All right. Another easy way is just to go on Google and search Yoast SEO training. Okay, Yoast SEO tutorial or Yoast SEO Academy, because they have an academy that you can start for free and you'll learn SEO. All right. So like I told you before I started, I'll be giving you links to some sites that can also help expand, broaden your knowledge. See, we have less than 1 hour to go and we can't teach all those things today and just in one class. Okay. So you can visit the website and you learn more about how to get started with SEO. Now, the next thing is a keyword research. Of course, beginners, even some old bloggers and the rest, still have issues. 3 days ago or on Sunday, that was 2 days ago, I had a conversation with a blogger making cool money and was like, man, I need to change my blogging strategies now. Things are changing, things are trending. You know, we had a very long conversation on the phone and it was fun. You know, when we communicate like this, we still get to know more. Maybe he's a step further than me. He guides me if I'm a step further than him or there's something I've learned new. We just discuss these things and it helps us. Just like the quotes, the normal thing, we all need someone to lean on. So no one is an island of knowledge. Even we digital marketers, we still make research, we still read to expand our knowledge. I know a quote says, the day you stop reading or learning is the day you die, or something of that nature. I can't really remember. But nonetheless, let's just hit the nail on the head, okay? So if you think installing these plugins already makes you high on Google, man, you are missing out. You need to use keyword, okay? You need to use keyword. And in using keyword, don't guess keywords. I was in a strategy session with someone yesterday, and I told her, you see, we need to carry out a survey, not because we don't know who our target audience are, but because we don't want to think of the solution they need, but we want them to tell us the problem they have so that we'll create our solution based on their judgment. So we are carrying out a survey to help us know the challenges they face so that we can provide a tailored solution, so that when they see these solutions, they can't resist it. When they see these solutions, they can't resist it. So if you are listening to me now and you're starting out a new business or you want to go into a new project, yeah, the excitement of going into that project will be there, but don't rush the process. Do the due diligence, carry out a research, ask questions, carry out a research, ask questions, ask people, please, what do you think? Just go on Google, create a form, try as much as you can to keep it short and simple. When I create form, one of the strategies I tell my team or I tell people is, in the header of that form, be descriptive enough for them to know why they are filling this form. Even tell them you don't need their email, you don't need their phone number, depending on the purpose, right? Tell them you don't need those details. They should just help you out with information. People will submit. In fact, they will be comfortable to submit because they feel you are not taking any sensitive information from them. You don't have their email, you don't have their phone number, you don't even know their name. Even your friend can even tell you something he or she has been, scared of telling you. You get it? So always carry out a research. So the same thing applies in keywords. When you have a website, make sure you carry out a proper research. This research helps you know the right thing to say at the right time, the right keywords to use, how to use it. Okay, I'm going to show you a practical way you can even do a keyword research without going through Ubersuggest, without going through SEMrush, without going through some of these platforms. But these are still ways and tools you can use to get what you want. Okay, so all you have to do is understand how this thing works. Keyword research is the process of understanding the language your target customers use when searching for your products, services, and content. Remember, there is no new business. There is no new business. Whatever it is I am doing today, there is somebody already doing it, and there is someone planning to do it or planning to start the same business. So there is no new business, which means you are not the only person's business that Google will suggest. So you need to do the needful. And as I said at the beginning of the class, what makes you unique? You need to figure out what makes you unique. Let that be displayed on your website. Don't feel like, my competitors will see it and they will try. Let them try it. Do what you have to do. Nobody can do it better than you. Okay, so understanding these things helps you. So I recommend SEMrush. I'm going to show you the link where you can use to learn more about SEMrush. But before that, let me show you a practical example on how you can even understand some things about SEO. So let's just go on Google. Now, this time we are not going on the website. Let's just do the normal way we search content on Google. Okay, let's just search something on Google. So let's search for how to swim. All right, so this is it, how to swim. So let's say you want to write a content on how to swim. Now take a look at what we see here. You can see the options here, right? You can see the options Google is presenting to us. How to swim for beginners, how to swim faster, how to swim in deep water, how to swim in water, how to swim WikiHow, how to swim for kids, how to swim in GTA 5. I don't know what that means. How to swim like a mermaid. Just imagine what people are searching. How to swim like GTA Vice. I don't know what GTA means, rather. But I believe you get a check here. Now, imagine you now plan your content around these keywords you see. Now you have your header, you have your subheader, you have paragraphs and everything explaining to someone how to. So let's take a look at maybe the first option, 1, option 2, faster, deep water, 3, for kids, 4, and like a mermaid, 5. So you can now title your blog 5 pro tips on how to swim for all levels, for all categories of people. Just find a way to fine-tune this word. Now, what happens? By the time you put it into what you do, by the time you put it into what you do, into your blog article and your blog content, you begin to go further. Like you see people reading your post. With time, it begins to rank. Now, let us click on how to swim for beginners. So this is the first thing we see, right? This is a YouTube channel. In fact, when we get to social media marketing, I'm going to explain this, all right? The importance of videos. If you own a business, please, the next thing you should go to again is YouTube. Google owns YouTube. Google ranks their people. Because you are a Google content creator, definitely, if you write with the right keywords, you'll get there. So, but this is not what I want to show you. This is not what I want to talk about. Remember, we want to gather keyword research, content ideas, okay? Now, let's scroll down. You can see more options we have there. Swim in 5 minutes for beginners. Learn to swim and float for beginners. This is more like, okay, I don't know how to swim and I want to learn how to swim. You get? This now gives you topic ideas that you can even use to generate what you want. Now, scrolling down again, you can see suggestions. People also ask, how should a beginner start swimming? Can you teach yourself to swim? What are the 7 basic skills in swimming? What is the easiest way to swim? These are also suggestions. It doesn't mean you write about all these on your blog and your blog does not have a direction. Use yourself as an avatar, use yourself as an example, or even ask someone that does not know how to swim. What are the questions you would like to know about swimming? These things can help you get answer. Now, when you scroll down again, this is Google, remember, continue scrolling. What are we seeing again? Words about swimming, swimming equipment, swimming pool. Let's even say you are selling a product. It can still give you guidelines on the kind of title to give to your products that you post on your website. When we scroll down again, what is happening? These are more suggestions. How to swim step by step. Learn how to swim for adults. How to swim for beginners, adults. Learn how to swim by yourself. Get it? 10 swimming tips for beginners. What is swimming? How to swim for beginners, child. Swimming basics for beginners, PDF. Now, I believe with this, you have gotten an insight of what keyword looks like. These are what people search for, okay? Now, if you take a look at my sidebar, there is this plugin called Keyword Everywhere. I also use it to get results, to know more about some keywords people use in searching for and articles that rank well. You can still see more of them by the side here. You can still see more of them. So these things with this now, by the time you write your blog post in such a way that it contains more of this, but not making it look stuffy, then you have a better chance of ranking, okay? You can see long tail keywords. You can see what people also search for. So this is just like more like a basic, something that can just guide you to still get an insight of what it looks like when you're using keywords, okay? So to get more and an elaborate explanation on keywords, you can visit SEMrush, www.semrush.com. You can even read this particular blog post on HubSpot blog here. This is the URL. You can screenshot this. It says blog.hubspot.com/marketing/how to do keyword research. You can just go on Google, type how to do keyword research by HubSpot. You will also see options, all right? So there's a lot of things I might not be explaining in details because of the limited time we have, but I'm trying as much as I can to simplify this for you to also show you some practical ways to get started, okay? So guys, tell me in the comments if you are with me or if I'm alone. Please tell me in the comment section before I proceed, all right? We have 40 minutes left. We have 40 minutes left. So I still have about up to like 8 to 9 more concepts to explain to you before we call it a day. So tell me in the comment section, how has the training been? Are you getting value from this? Please tell me, I'm open to you. Okay. All right. Okay, Jane says, what's the difference between, okay, what difference does the www make? Is it just preference? Yeah, like I said, it does not really make any difference. For me, I like to use without www. Okay, for me, I like to use without that. So Rita, today's session is wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. The class is going fine, thank you. Is there a difference? Okay, I think I've answered most of this. Okay, the class is interesting and insightful. Okay, I think I've read this. GTA is a game. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. I don't even, you see, like I told you, we learn every day. Game, Grand Theft Auto. Okay. Thank you. You're not alone. We are with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm so happy. All right, so let's proceed. Okay, we have limited time. Isaac, don't worry, you can download the video from YouTube at the end of the session, okay? So let's proceed so we can achieve more in the next 40 minutes, All right, so WP, when I say WP, I mean WordPress, all right? So just not to write those long texts here. WP means WordPress. So WP SEO Best Practices. Please, you must know this, and you should try as much as you can to abide by this. Yes, even if you follow through the processes and the steps, everything I've been explaining, you still need to do these things because they will make a big difference if you follow them, all right? It's going to make a big difference when you follow them. So, number one, properly using categories and tags in WordPress. I'm going to show you, okay? I will show you that. Now, WordPress allows you to sort your blog posts into categories and tags, okay? This makes it easy for you to manage your content by topics and, for users to find the content they are looking for. Categories and tags are extremely important. It does not just help your readers, it also helps users, okay? So most times after creating a website for a client and I tell them, make sure you use your categories properly, I've created your shop to have this number of categories and your blog, all those stuff, they still find it a bit challenging to understand where I'm driving at, okay? So the simplest thing I tell them is, categories are meant, just like for, let's say, for a broad grouping of your posts. For instance, if your blog was a book, let's just take it for an instance. If your blog was a book, remember before you read any book, one of the first 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, you are going to see the table of contents. That is your categories. Okay. For instance, we have chapter 1, and chapter 1 is Introduction to Digital Marketing. That introduction, chapter 1, the categories you have there are you with me? The topics we have are now our categories. Then under each of those categories, you now begin to explain one by one. You get? So if you own a music blog, you can actually have, several categories. I believe this will be more explanatory in practical. So let's just go practical. Let me explain. But before that, you just need to know that these things help, put your posts and your content, it makes it look more professional. It makes it look organized. It makes your readers understand more about your page, understand more about your business, and get to do more and interact with you, okay? So if users understand this better and they're able to interact with your content, it means definitely that Google is going to do the same. So let me show you how to use the tag and categories on your website, all right? So let's go over to the website. Let's close this page. We are done with the swimming tip. So this is our website. Remember, we are the back end. There's a back end and there's a front end. The back end is where you manage your website from. The front end is what your visitors see. Your visitors don't see the back end of your website. It is only you or other administrators of your website. Even different roles can be given. It's not in today's topic, actually. Different roles can be given. If you want someone to be maybe a content developer to write on your website, you can give them a different role. If you want to assign someone else an administrative role, you can also do that, okay? So let's talk about the categories and the tags. So let's take, for instance, I sell clothing and I write about clothing, okay? I write about clothing like wears, unisex wears. So I can come to posts. This is categories and this is tags, okay? This is categories, this is tag. Now let me click on categories. Now remember, I sell clothing, unisex clothing, right? Now, since I sell clothing, there is every possibility that I have clothing for men, clothing for women, you get? So let's do it this way now. I can create a new category. This one by default comes with WordPress uncategorized. Okay, so you can actually click on quick edit and you change the title. So I can just write unisex wears. All right, then take off the slug and you update. All right, so let this be the parent category, more like the major category, unisex wears. So anybody that clicks on the category unisex wears on the front end of my website will see wears that are, or content I've written for male wears and for female wears. Now, if I want to separate male wears to show on its own, female wears to show on its own, then I'll have to create a category. It is very, very simple. All you do is to come here. You can now write for male. Let's just do it that way. For male. So no need for the slug. Automatically, once you save this, it is going to create a slug, which is the URL for it. So let me add category. Let me add this category. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Before then, let me go to edit. I'm supposed to create a parent category for it, okay? So it shows under unisex. So let me edit this again. And now I come to parent category and I select unisex wears, okay? So unisex wears, then you can update. But I'm going to explain this. This is the meta tags and the rest, and it is very, very important for you to rank on SEO. So I'm going to explain that later, okay? So this has been updated. Let's go back to our categories. You'll see it's going to fall under. So for unisex wears, we have for male, and we also have for female or women, I don't know. So parent category, let's put it under unisex wears, and we add category. So what happens now? If I create a post, okay? If I create a post and the post is relating to male wears, then I will have to select this category. If it is for female wears, I'm going to select this category. I'm going to show you how it is done, okay? Then it is for unisex, both for male and for female. I'm going to select this category, all right? So before then, let me explain tags so that when I show you how it is being added, so that it reflects on the front end, you will understand what I mean. Now, so when you come over to tags and you click on tags, so tags can now be like a name or some kind of, some words that are still relating to maybe this female wears or any of the male wears, okay? Any of the male wears or the female wears. So for the tags, I can create tags like, let's say crop top. Yeah, I can create tags for crop top. I can say chiffon tops, you get? I can create tags for chiffon tops. So what it means is chiffon tops is not, or crop tops are for female. So they are also going to fall under the content I'll be writing under the female categories, right? What's happening to my internet? Okay. While we wait for that page to load, please, I don't know if you have any questions, or you can still let me know here in the box. I don't know what's happening. It's still loading. Okay. All right. I don't know. Let me create a new. Let's just go back. Let's go back. There are other options. There are other ways you can still get that done. So I don't know what's happening to the network. Okay, we'll come back to that, all right? We have limited time. So by creating categories and tags properly, you make it easier for people to browse your site, for people to read your content, okay? So like what I explained, I used an example of a clothing business. You write or you sell clothing, you have a category for male, you have a category for female. Now, under the categories for female, you have the crop tops, you have the leggings, you have the female singlet, the shimmies, you have the undies, and all those rests. You get it? You can use those ones as tags relating to that particular product you are posting or the content you're writing. Okay, so we'll come back to that when the site can be accessible. I don't know why it went down, but in order to make good use of our time, because we have about 30 minutes, the next thing you have to be conscious of is the internal links. All right, the internal links. Remember, I'm currently explaining SEO best practices for your website. Use categories and tags and use internal links. What does it mean? It simply means, you know, the truth about this is there is a score being given on every website, and that score determines the authority of your page. You get, it determines the authority of the page. And one common signals of such authorities are pages or a web page that has more links. If people continue linking to your website, linking and linking to your website, it simply means that, you know, Google perceives it as a site that has a great content. That is the reason why people are linking to the site, people are visiting the site. So Google brings up that site because it believes that this business or this site has content that is searchable and that is informative. Okay, so it is a beautiful thing to even link to your relevant posts, other posts you have on your website. The reason for this is by the time you do these things, now let's say you do internal links now. Internal links are simply links you link to your own articles. So let's say you've written a content of female wears, you've written on male wear. While reading the content of male wears, you can as well tell them, oh, why don't you, check out our female wears here, and you put a link, like when they tap on that particular text, it takes them to the content of female wears. What happens? Google take notes of the internal links on your website. Google take notes of how long someone spends when they visit your website. Google take records of the shares, that is like the shares, social shares and the rest that has been carried on the website. With this information and more, and how fast, like the page, the load time of the website, with this information, it shows you have a valuable content on your website. And because you have a valuable content on your website, Google will continue to show more of your products or more of your content to people because they are relevant. Okay, because they are relevant. Let's check if the site is up so that we can still continue from where we stopped. Okay, so like I was saying, we have for male, and this is just a category. So let's just go over to posts, all posts, so I would explain to you what I was talking about before we go over to the internal links. So what will happen here is I'm going to explain how to do internal links, then how to add your tag and categories to the website. Okay, I think the reason why this is happening is because my laptop is getting hot, and if I turn on this fan, I know it might disturb the mic. All right, can you hear me properly, please? Can you hear me properly? Is the wave of the fan disturbing? Can you hear me properly, please? I can't see your screen, really.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Charles.
Okay, all right.
Screen.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you. So let's proceed. So I'll try to be detailed in the explanation so that when you see a WordPress website, you can go ahead to do the needful. All right. I don't know why it's taking time to load over there. Okay. So internal links are also important. I would like to show you, I would have loved to show you how to add that link. It's very, very important. But from this part, it's not allowing me to do so. All right, let's proceed. So try as much as you can to link to the other content on your website, to link to other content in your website so that it increases the time, the engagement time, how long people spend on your time. And with that, Google sees your site as a site with relevant content, and it shows more of your content to the people out there. All right, so it is very, very important. Make it a habit. Make it a habit to always link to at least 3 to 5 content you already have in your website. If you have people blogging or writing for you, always tell them the site or the content to link to, okay? So that it increases the wait time on the site, and your site will perform well in the digital space. It is very, very important. All right. Now, something else we should consider is the WordPress comment. Yeah, a lot of comments are coming in. I'm so happy. People are commenting on your website. It's a good record. It's a good record, but it also has some effects. To an extent, it can affect the load time of your website. All right. To an extent, it can affect the load time of your website. Have you ever visited a website that has a great article, and when you feel like commenting, you scroll down, and the next thing you see, comment is closed because there is a lot of content already, and there's a lot of comments, and the more the comments, the impact it has on the website. So there are ways it can be worked on, but I wouldn't want to tell you that at this phase in your marketing journey or your web development journey, so that you don't just have so many things to consume and you don't know where to start. Okay, so just when you begin to notice that the comments are getting much, you can always close the comments. All right, you can close the comments in the sections, go to settings, go to comments, and you turn it off. Or you install a plugin that helps disable comments on your website, especially if people are spamming your website. All right, so one of these plugins that also help you, work on the comments to control spam and the rest is Akismet, but you have to, go premium to enjoy this, okay? You have to go premium to enjoy this. So usually what I do is I use Facebook plugin. There's this, there's a way I integrate Facebook with the client's website. So if you must comment your Facebook profile, you must log in, like your Facebook profile will be shown on the site. So whatever it is you've posted there, it can be linked back to your Facebook. And with that, you cannot really put, unhealthy comments on someone's blog. You get, so it's still another strategy you can use, you can apply to get this done. Another thing, again, we are going to consider is your posts. We have the option to make people see your full posts or a summary or an excerpt of your posts. All right, just like a snippet of your post. So it is highly recommended that if it is not a particular post you are reading, the other posts should be in snippets, just a summary, an excerpt of it, so that it doesn't as well affect the load time of your website, and someone would not just see all what you've written in your content from just the RSS subscription which they have to your blog. So imagine you published a wonderful post of maybe up to 1,500 words, and someone that is subscribed to your RSS feeds gets notified on his or her email that you have published a post. And right there from the email, they can read that content of over 1,500 words. It doesn't help your SEO. It doesn't help your ranking. So the best thing to do is to just make sure you turn that on and off. I'm going to show you how to do that. You just turn it off. Don't deactivate full post, let it show summary post, so that they must click on the post to read more. So with that, they read and they spend time on your website. Google takes record of that to see that your website has valuable content, and it will show people more of your content. All right, so how is that done? It is very, very easy. All you have to do is just to go to your settings, go to readings, and select summary. This is descriptive enough. I know I've shown you, at least you know where the setting tab is on the website. You know where the reading option is on the website. When you visit the website, you just, do the needful. Do the needful and enjoy, enjoy and build and develop your site. All right. So the next is your speed and security. All right. So the speed and security. Yeah, we are done with 3.8, where we talked about SEO practices using the comments and the tags, the internal link, the comment session. Okay, then using your posts or giving a snippet of your posts in the preview instead of the full text. So 3.9, which is the last lesson for today. Okay, Choma is asking a question. 3.9, which is the last lesson for today. Before we talk about that, I know someone asked a question about HTTP and HTTPS. Yeah, I'm going to answer that in this session, in this lesson now, 3.9. Before then, Choma, please, can you ask a question? Can you ask a question? Okay, we can hear you, we can hear you. Okay, thank you. So Choma, you raised your hand. What is your question about? What is it? Oh, I can't hear you, please. Can you type it? Can you type your question? Okay, I can't hear you clearly, so feel free to type the question, okay? So I can read it out and attend to it. It's breaking from my end, okay? So while you type, let me proceed with the explanation. We are almost coming to an end here. This is lesson 3.9, where we are going to talk about speed and security for WordPress. Okay. Oh, sorry. What did I do? Okay. IK, please, I think I will need your help. I think I've just placed Shama in the wait room.
Don't worry, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So speed and security for WordPress SEO. This is very, very important. Oh, very, very important. Okay. So, Chama, I'm so sorry. That was not intentional. So speed and security for WordPress SEO. So even if you follow all the tips and practices I've told you, they say anything worth doing is worth doing well. Though I don't apply this to everything I do. Yeah, despite the popular quote, anything worth doing is worth doing well. I don't really apply it to everything I do, okay? To me, to an extent, depending on what I want to achieve at the moment, I tell myself, anything worth doing is worth doing badly until I learn how to do it well. The more you do it, the better you become. Just like this song by Shakira, right? Yeah, Shakira. I won't give up and I won't give in till I reach the end and start again. You know that song, right? So sometimes you just have to keep making that mistakes. You learn from your new mistakes and you keep moving, but you still have to be cautious. That is the more reason why you need a guidance, you need a mentor, someone that can help you, someone that can guide you because they have walked through that process. Just like one of my great mentors will always say, I'm so sorry, Ubon King, may his soul rest in peace. Ubon King will always say you need a mentor to walk you through, to guide you. These mentors have made these mistakes, so they will help you from making the same mistake. You won't go through those mistakes again, okay? So if you see someone that is still building, that is still growing, the person cannot mentor you. Yes, you people will be going into the mistakes together, but notwithstanding, we all need mentors, okay? We all need mentors. So anything we're doing is worth doing well, one. Anything we're doing is worth doing badly until you learn to do it well. So in as much as you're going to practice everything that I've taught you today, try as much as I can to do the 4 to 5 things I'm going to explain to you now, okay? These things will help prevent your site from losing search engine traffic, maybe due to low performance, due to load time effects and the rest. Okay, so highly important. I have less than 10 minutes to go. Okay, so first of all, optimize your site speed. and performance by installing a caching plugin. Okay, so all you have to do is to go to your website, and when you get to your website, it's very simple. Go to Add Plugins, Cache. All right, then you install it and activate it. So time to time, you just tap on that. It helps, takes up some file that is already taking time loading on your site and the rest, and all the stuff. So the first thing you used to do is to optimize your site. Make sure your site has a good speed rate, okay? Your site loads fast. The images you use, you also have to be very, very careful of it. So optimize your images for SEO. Apart from the fact that you use either a small or a big image, something you should also consider here is, one, the size of the image, the format of which the image is being saved. Okay, now if you edit with Photoshop and you want to use a picture on your website, please, one thing you should do is to always save. While exporting, click on Save for Web and Device. When you tap on Save for Web and Device, the quality still remains, but the MB, which is the size of the image, will be reduced, it will drop. So it doesn't affect the load time of your website. I know a lot of us have been trying to access a website, and by the time you click on the link, we keep waiting and waiting for that website to load. How long will you wait for that website to load, especially if you just want to get an information? Except it's an assignment that was given to you by your lecturer to go to this particular website and get me this information. Then you will wait there. You are not waiting there at your own accord because you want to, but because your lecturer wants you to get an information from that particular website. So imagine it was if you are not sent by your lecturer to that website or your boss. It means you will leave the website immediately, even if it's your friend's website, as long as it is not properly optimized for, the images affect the load time, the site is slow. Even my own website, if it is slow in loading and you know what you are going there to do is just for you to maybe you just want to visit the site for visiting sake or to go on or to information, you might just leave. You might just leave. But I know it doesn't happen like that if you are visiting your bank website now. You get, because you know what you have gone there for, either to complain or to withdraw your money. So you wait for that site to load. But apart from it, someone is making a research, stumbles on your site takes time to load. The person will look for someone else, visit another website. So aside that, you will also need to optimize your images with the proper keywords. So sometimes when we go on Google, let me go on Google to show you this so that you get a clearer example. When we come to Google, let's come over to Google. Let's make a search on Google. Okay, let's make a search on Google. Where is that? I don't know. Okay, so if you go over to Google to make a search on Google, what actually happens? When you tap on Google to make your search, you, and let's say just as the search you carried out the first time, how to swim, you can also search for videos, you can search for images, you can search for news, you can search for ebooks relating to that, right? Just to navigate on the options you have at the top. So if your picture is properly optimized with the keyword, it also means that that image can pop up. If you go on YouTube now, you can try it out after this class. If you go on YouTube now and search for HS Tutorial, which is my brand where I teach accounting, when you search on HS Tutorial, you will see the pictures, you will see the videos or more of the content first, and even the website URL. Then when you hover to images, you will see the images. And this is where I will also talk a little bit about branding. So at that point, what happens? I stick to a particular color that reflects on my YouTube, on my websites, even on the WhatsApp, whatever has to do with HS Tutorial, you see that color red. So it also matters because this helps people identify your brand easily. Now, the images on the website, before I use them on any particular post, I title that image according to the page where I want to use it. If I'm writing a blog on bank reconciliation statement, all the pictures that will be in that particular page is going to be titled bank reconciliation statement, maybe bank reconciliation statement 01, bank reconciliation statement 02, something of that nature. So what happens? It means that I've also, one, optimize that page for SEO so that it can also rank. And when people see the image of maybe the featured image I've used on bank reconciliation and even click on the image, it brings them to the website. The same thing on Google, on YouTube, the same thing, So when you do and apply these practices, it also helps your page load. It helps people see your content. All right, I'm wrapping up in 5 minutes. The third thing is to consider the security and safety of your website. It is very, very important. So you can also go to your plugins and you tap on, there's a particular plugin I use for security. It is called WordFence. WordFence. So just tap on it, you will see it. You will see this kind of a security bars and wall and the rest, ash and blue color. It's a good plugin that can help secure. You can start with the free version as time goes by. If you have the money, you can upgrade. So even when someone is trying to hide their IP address to log into your site to get some information, it stops them from doing that. And lastly, like the question, was it Choma or who that asked the question about the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Simple, straight to the point. The S you can see after the HTTP really actually means security. Have you ever visited some website and as it loads, you see the padlock sign on it? Let me show you on Google. Oh, I wish, okay, yeah, I can show you from my own website. So you can see this padlock. What it simply means is that this site is secured. Okay, now let's click on it and you see connection is secured. All right, pop-ups and redirects. You can leave all those, but you can see connection is secured. You get it? So a site that doesn't have this is not a secured site, and there is every possibility that hackers can invade that site and even steal your information. If you put your cards there, there's every possibility that hackers will even see your details and use that to deal with your account. Okay, so it simply means security. It's one good practice every website must have. SSL, your socket layer security, is very, very important. Okay, guys, so these are some important speed and security features for search engine optimization, which every web owner must apply on his or her website. So thank you so much, guys. I am so happy to be here. I am so happy to also make up for the last session because I know most of you struggled to understand what I thought. And I hope we've had a valuable 2 hours. Okay, 1 hour. Yeah, this is a few minutes to 11:50. So I hope we also have a valuable time. Thank you so much, and I appreciate. Thank you, KodeCamp and the team at Codehouse. So if you have questions, you can ask while Mr. IK also takes over. Is there a requirement before getting an HTTPS? Actually, you can, once you're about to get that, Codehouse will sort that for you, no major requirements. Some platforms even give the security for free, some charge for it. Okay, so everything that has to do with your hosting and your domain, Codehouse will sort that for you, okay? No, not WordFence, but WordFence, like fence. WordFence, WORDFENCE. WORLD, sorry, WordFence, yeah. Just check. Okay, you are our mentor. Thank you so much. Chema, okay. In keyword search, is it supposed to be a one-word search or it can come in a sentence? For example, the how to swim. Should the keyword be swimming or how to swim as a pro? Okay, Choma, regarding your question, there is something called a long tail keyword and a short tail keywords. Okay, so when you use, when you write an article using a long tail keyword, that term is actually a searchable term, what people are really searching for. You can rank faster because it's more like people search for that direct word. Like the tactics I use on HS tutorial, for instance, the topic on bank reconciliation statements. Most students don't go online to type, how do I solve a question or bank reconciliation statement? But they can just type bank reconciliation statement. Now, what happens? The title of my blog and even the URL contains what? Bank reconciliation statement. So what happens is even if the student types how to solve a question on bank reconciliation statement, because I have my content on bank reconciliation statement on the blog, I have the same title, exactly the same title on YouTube. I also have exactly the same title on the images I use, which means I optimize the image. It means I can easily rank for that keyword. Unlike when I just use statements or reconciliation statements. Reconciliation statement can still, gain me a little bit of traffic because reconciliation statement usually goes with the same bank reconciliation statement. But you might see more articles relating to reconciliation statements than when it is written in full bank reconciliation statement. It's a specific keywords. So most time long tail keywords do well when you actually understand how people use these terms, okay? So if you search on like the SEMrush, the one I suggested, and even Uber Suggest, yeah, you can Google the word Uber Suggest, UBERSUGGEST. It is owned by Neil Patel. Yeah, if you Google that, it's also a platform that helps you understand how to use keywords and the right keywords to use, okay? So Choma, I hope that answers your question. Okay, well, thanks, I've answered that. Thank you. Is there any requirement for getting HTTPS? Okay, I've answered that. We can always help you at Codehouse. Mr. Charles, what are the best sites for keyword research and getting long tail keywords? Okay, you can do, try Google Keyword Planner. You can do Uber Suggest as well. Then SEMrush, I talked about SEMrush. Yeah, SEMrush is SEMrush, like SEMRUSH. SEMrush can also help you. SEMrush can also help you. Yes, they are free. They're absolutely free, especially Uber Suggest. Uber Suggest is free. All right, Uber Suggest is free. So here, famous, which one is better, AIOSEO or Yoast? I will advise you use Yoast. I use more of Yoast than AIO rather. I use more of Yoast. You can see tutorials on Yoast, even on YouTube. You can Google Yoast tutorials and you'll see videos. And even on my slide, I know I dropped the link there. It can also help you. So if you go back on YouTube, download this video, just forward a bit to where I talked about Yoast SEO. You'll also see a link that can help you. Yeah. So what is the max size of image can I use to make site load easily? All right, it depends on the message you're passing across. So if it is for your products, you can just use this Canva to just design a 500 by 500 template and use it for your products. Okay, but the major thing you should do is to always reduce the MB. You can do that with some free tools online. You can also do that if you are using, Photoshop, okay? So while exporting the picture from Photoshop, you save for web and device. When you save for web and device, the quality remains, but the MB reduces so that it doesn't affect the site. Meanwhile, on your website, there are some plugins you can use. You will have image optimizers. So what it does is once you have it installed on your website, any image you upload on the website, automatically it compresses the image automatically. Okay, so it doesn't affect the website. All right, Mr. J, is internal links linking to other pages in your website or external website? All right, just as the name implies, internal links. Those are internal, linking to other pages and blog posts on your website. So there is internal link and there is external links. External links are the ones you link out to other people's blog. All right, they're the ones you link out to other people's blog. Those are external links. Internal links are the one that comes into your website and the ones you link to your own content in your own website, just to help people stay and spend more time on your website. So those ones are internal link. I hope I've answered all your questions. Okay. Can you create a multiple map site? Like, do you have to create a new site map every time you create a post? Okay, and what I do, yes, you have to always submit. It's submission now and not creating again. Okay, so basically what I do is I submit the sitemap to my blog page. So on HS Tutorial, the page is titled Library. That library is actually my blog page. I titled it Library. So I make sure that page is submitted. In fact, part of the first URLs you see when you Google HS Tutorial is Library. You see videos, then you see most of the latest videos on YouTube. That's the reason why I will always recommend every business owner to own a YouTube channel. And apart from that, optimize your YouTube very well. In fact, if you know you want to start YouTube market, okay, I don't know. I think I will talk about that in YouTube marketing. So let me reserve that for YouTube. When we talk about social media marketing, I'll explain better. All right. So for the sitemap, just once you have submitted the page that hosts all your content, all your library content or your blog posts, then time to time, anytime you write a new post, you just submit the link to. Anytime you write a new post, you see, SEO still takes time. That's why companies still charges for that. But when you understand all these things, you earn from it. You know, these are part of the ways people earn working from home. Okay, so it is 11:50. I will have to call it a day. Like, thank you so much. I enjoyed today's session. I don't know if you do. If you enjoyed today's session, please tell me in the comment section. Thank you so much. Thank you, Codehouse. Please, IK. Over to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for always delivering. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, everyone who actually jumped on the call, thank you very much. If you have any question, please make sure you ask it on the track channel, okay? And please pay attention to the channel. Some information are going to be dropped, in the next 20 to 30 minutes. So please pay attention. But let me just,